Podiversary Knit Girls. I'm Carrie.
I'm June.
And I'm Patty.
And this is episode 42.
Yes. And we're a knitting podcast coming from London, Ontario. June and I are sisters and Carrie's our good friend. And we're all knitting buddies.
Virtual knitting buddies right now.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, but it's better than no knitting buddies. So
that's very true.
And hopefully our sound is working this time. We had some sound issues the last couple episodes, so I think we figured it out. So fingers crossed, everything works well.
Yeah.
I think it sounds okay. I don't hear myself echoing or anything, so I think we're good.
I think we are.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Last time that was a bit annoying.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, these things happen. Sometimes nothing's perfect. And I think we've solved it. So good news.
So it's our 2-year podiversary.
Yay! I can't believe it's been 2 years, ladies.
I know. It is. Time flies.
It's been so much fun.
It has.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been nice meeting other knitters and having our knit-alongs and meeting makers. It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a pretty cool 2 years when you think about it and the experiences that we've had. I know they've slowed down a lot because we're all at home right now, but even the year and a half that we were getting out and doing stuff, all the great trips and experiences we had was so much fun too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And really before we started podcasting, we didn't really do too much of that stuff. Like it all kind of began at around the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like, So it's been amazing. And, we love everybody who supports us and all our subscribers. Thank you so much. You're all amazing. And we decided that we are going to do a 2-year Podiversary giveaway. Yay! So it's going to be really simple. All you have to do is comment below this video, episode 42. And we're going to present a question to you, and it's going to be, what is your favorite FO that you've ever made? So if you just want to let us know below this video, and then you will be eligible for this beautiful prize. And it's still in the bag, so I'm going to try not to crinkle it.
Gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
This little yarn bowl bag is so cute with the sloths.
Yeah. So cute. I'll turn it around so you can.
Adorable. And who's it by?
So the bag is by J. Henry Designs, Jessica. And they also run a indie dye yarn company called Full Moon Fibers. So Jessica makes the bags and they do dye the yarn together. So that's Jessica and Allison. And they are gorgeous makers. And they were kind enough to send this. They sent this as a prize a little while ago, but we're really excited to give it away as a prize. Somebody's going to be very lucky to receive this.
Yeah, that's a perfect prize for our Podiversary because it's so special.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice. So favorite object. Can you guys think off the top of your heads? Do you have any favorite objects?
Favorite finished object?
Yeah, favorite finished objects.
I think my Pearl Code sweater is my favorite FO.
Yeah, that one's really nice.
It is beautiful. I love mine as well, but honestly, the sweater that I'm wearing tonight, it's the pink velvet by Andrea Mowry, but I call mine the black and white velvet. I wear this sweater all the time. It's just so comfortable. It's a fingering weight, so it took a while to knit, but I am so happy that I did it because it's literally my favorite.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah.
I have a couple. I have two sweaters. The one sweater that I wear all the time is my Humulus. So I'm going to say that that's probably one of my favorites, but my recent favorite sweater is the one I'm wearing, which is my Lana sweater. Honestly, I wear it like every other day. It's so comfortable.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
My other, actually, it's this probably the same as this sweater, also being my favorite sweater, is my Dancing Flowers by Jenny F. I love that sweater. Jenny F Sweater Freak, by the way. It is so comfortable and so easy to wear, and just, it's one of those ones that you grab just to throw on if you're a little bit cold.
Yeah.
I love it. And I've worn it so much that I think it's starting to felt. It doesn't quite look as nice as when I first knit it, but I have to clean it too. That might help.
That's funny. That happened to my pearl coat because I used, I don't know why, 100% non-superwash merino. And it's just the kind of, it's a very felty wool, but it's very felted in certain places. Like it's really soft some places, but like other places, it's like completely hard and felted. Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think when I think back about the past 2 years, I can't believe the things that we've knit. I really feel like being part of this podcast, it has helped us to kind of up our game a little bit. And we're so adventurous, and just the sheer quantity of things we've knit. And I don't know, so many different types of projects. It's been amazing.
Yeah. And through that process too, I feel like our knitting knowledge has expanded so much, you know, like before we'd look at something and maybe be like, oh, I don't know if I can tackle that. And now I feel like I look at something and I'm like, oh yeah, I can knit that.
Yeah.
I might not actually be able to, but in my head, I think, oh yeah, I got that.
And I think that's half the battle. And I think in knitting, if you can knit anything. And when you come at it with an attitude, yeah, sure, I can do that.
Yeah.
You will be able to do it. Yeah, it's all in your mind.
And if it fails, it fails. I mean, you know, nothing's ever perfect. But just the fact that we're more adventurous with what we choose and we try it, I feel like is a learning process about knitting in itself.
Yeah.
You know, and it might not always work out, and you might cast on something and think right away, oh no, I don't think this is going to be for me, but at least you've tried, right? So
exactly. Yeah. And some things, like some projects look like they're going to be complicated, like a Stephen West shawl, the knit along that we, the slip stravaganza, it looked like, oh gosh, this is going to give me a headache. It's going to be so hard. But it turned out to be not hard because the pattern was it was so well written, and the techniques you use, it actually turned out to be much easier than we thought.
Yeah, that was an adventure. And I'm actually really proud of doing that shawl. I feel like it was an accomplishment, something that I never normally would have chose or maybe knit, and I had so much fun knitting it. So you just never know. Just try, I guess is what we're saying, because it might be worth it, right?
And if you can knit socks, you can knit a sweater. And if you can knit a sweater, you can knit socks.
So true.
Yeah.
So enter and put your comments in the comments below of what your favorite finished object was. And then our next episode, we'll do a random draw, and the winner will get that awesome prize. And thank you to all of our subscribers and viewers. It's been a lot of fun for the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
All right.
What do you want to talk about next?
Well, I guess we could just get into our knit alongs. So right now we are running a Year of the Sweater knit along. I think that's what I called it.
Mhm.
And basically it's going to be a sweater knit along that ends on December 31st. So you have lots of time to knit a sweater. And then every month we're going to draw from the FO thread and choose a winner and gift them a pattern of their choice on Ravelry. And then at the end of the year on December 31st, we're going to draw from the entire FO thread and don't have the prize yet, but we're going to gather a very nice prize for the winner. So get knitting your sweaters. You got lots of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exciting. And then at the end of the year, like there's so much time. At the end of the year, you could have many hand knit sweaters.
Good. Yeah. Oh, a couple of other things that I wanted to mention is whips are welcome. And to qualify, it has to be an adult size sweater, but you can knit anything. And it can be long sleeve, short sleeve, any kind of yarn, whatever sweater you want to knit, that's fine.
Nice. I haven't been looking. Is there FOs already?
There are.
Nice.
Yeah, there are several actually. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's fun to see them pop up.
But we're not drawing this podcast, right? We're drawing on the next one.
At the end of the month. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
we didn't start it, right? We didn't start it until close to the beginning of February anyways, I thought.
Yes, it was the beginning of February. So we'll draw from that thread at the end of February.
Okay.
For our first pattern giveaway. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, one thing that we forgot to do is draw a winner for our pet thread. So we'll have to do that next podcast. So it'll be for January. So we'll do that next podcast. So I apologize about that, but it completely slipped our minds. But another knit. Oh, we're going to start another actually make along. Starting on the day that we post this podcast, so on Saturday. I'll have the threads up and it's what are we going to call it? Waiting for spring. Knit along, make along.
Waiting for spring, hurry up spring.
Something about spring, make along.
We'll try not to sound too desperate in the title.
Yeah, spring, come now. So for that make along, you can make, knit, crochet, whatever, anything that you like. We're trying to make it a spring theme. So if you, some suggestions are maybe knit with spring colors, like happy spring colors, or knit with cotton or linen, or what was your suggestion, Carrie? Slipped my mind.
Oh, I don't know if I had one. Short sleeve t-shirts, like anything like springy and lightweight to wear that you'd wear in spring, new spring shawl.
Or something that you want to make to wear for spring. So these are just kind of suggestions. You can enter whatever you like. Whips are welcome as well. And we'll be ending this knit along the last day of March. So you have about 6 weeks to get stuff in there, but it could be a sweater, t-shirt, a hat, shawl, like Carrie said, like
shorty socks, anything.
Yeah, anything that kind of reminds you that spring is coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. My goal is to knit a t-shirt because I always say every winter or every year after spring, like after summer, I say, oh, I should have knit some t-shirts in the winter to get ready for spring.
So do you have something in mind, Jan?
I do. You want to see?
Yes.
So we didn't plan this at all.
Nope.
So I showed this on I think a summer podcast because Patty gave this to me for my birthday, my past birthday, which is in June, and it's a We Are Knitters kit to make this Beautiful t-shirt. Okay, sorry, I should have got it out. So it's to make a t-shirt using pink. Sorry for the sound.
Show us a picture.
Okay.
Pretty colors, by the way.
You know what?
It's on the outside of the package.
Yeah.
Like, where's the pattern?
It's on the package. There you go.
There we go. That sweater.
Love it.
Yeah. Me too. I'm really excited.
I think the colors that I got you are the same colors as in the picture, right?
Yes, except opposite.
Okay, right.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty.
Yeah, I really like it. I don't know where the pattern is. I'll have to find that. You bought yourself the kit too, right?
I did.
There we go.
I'm sure I can find the pattern.
Yes. Anyway, I'm really excited to cast that on. I think it'll be a good spring knit. And I'm also looking forward to it because I do know that it is knit flat and then sewn up. And I haven't done that in a long time. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
I think with that pattern too, the only place that you sew up is actually the sides.
Yeah.
Of the sweater here. So it's not a lot of sewing either. So
no, super easy.
Yeah. It's really cute.
Nice. So start thinking of spring things to get casted on. And we'll draw at the end of March for that one.
That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So Patty, what are you wearing?
So what I'm wearing, I already told you a little bit about my, what did I call it? Oh,
Pink
black
velvet.
and white velvet, but it's actually called Pink Velvet by Andrea Mowry. It's top-down construction. It has this really nice, I love it, pattern, yoke pattern. I knit it to, I don't know, like 3/4 length sleeves. So it doesn't come to my wrist, but I like it like that. And the yarns that I used, the dark color is Cozy Posy Yarn Co. and it's called Flower Pot. And then the white is actually the alpaca base from Holst Garn and in a cream white color. So I think she calls for it to use Surrey alpaca. So I think when you knit with that, I haven't knit with it before, but I think it makes it a little more puffy and a little, I could be wrong. So it's not quite as puffy, but it's still like so soft and you can see like the little hairs and everything. It's hard to tell on the screen, but
you can kind of see it on your arm right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like lovely to wear. I love this sweater.
Really pretty.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about the shawl maybe in a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are you wearing, Carrie?
I am wearing, I keep forgetting the name of it. It's been so long. It's like one of the very first giant shawls that I knit. It's washed out by, is it Washed Out by Joji Locatelli?
Right.
Yeah.
It's huge. I'll take it off for a second.
I love that one.
This way.
Wow, it is big.
Really long. It wraps around a lot. So there's like the lace detail, and then it goes to some eyelets and some more eyelets and then some color changing. So it's browns and blues, which are like my favorite colors to knit with.
It's a beautiful combination.
Huge.
Yeah.
And I believe it was Yarn Ink that I used for this one. Yeah. So I knit it a while ago. It was funny because I was trying to figure out this morning when I was putting it on for work. And I was like, what is the name of this shawl? And I went to my Ravelry projects and I actually never made a project page for it. So it wasn't there. So it was taking me a while to like dig into the archives, figure out what it was. But I wear it all the time. I love it. It's just got to wrap it around a lot. But the colors, and it's light and drapey. It's fingering weight. So it's super light. So even though it's long and I'm wrapping around a lot, I don't get like crazy hot with it around my neck, which is good. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I love the colors of that.
Me
I
too.
as well really enjoy blues and browns.
Me too.
They
Mhm.
go so well together. It's beautiful.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then
Nice.
I'm just wearing an Old Navy sweater. Nothing.
I like Old Navy sweaters. For commercial sweaters, they're my favorite. They're so comfy.
They are.
How about you, June?
So I'm wearing two things. I'll talk about my shawl after, but I'll take it actually so you can see. So I wore this on the last episode. I'm not wearing a very nice shirt underneath, but this is my Lana sweater. And so it's just a really nice, comfortable sweater. It's got some lace detail up here. It has eyelets at the top. It's a little bit longer in the back than the front. It's really loose and comfortable. It's knit with fingering, pardon?
The Isagar Spinny.
Yes, Isgar Spinny paired with drops mohair. So it's at a pretty loose gauge. So it's just so light, like it weighs nothing. And the mohair makes it snuggly and soft. So it's really warm, but really light, which is what makes it one of my favorite sweaters. I think it's super comfortable.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I really like it. I'd recommend it.
And
Stay along for it.
it looks a little like black, but it's actually really dark blue, like a midnight blue, right?
Navy blue. Yeah.
Blue, yeah.
It's navy blue, but I would actually consider it more of a midnight blue. It is very close to black.
Yeah. It's nice.
Thanks. And then I don't know, Patty, do you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. So I am coming out with a new pattern soon. It's going to be called Painted Pebbles, and it's an asymmetric shawl that is knit with a skein of fingering yarn and a skein of fingering slub. And it's all based on what I was trying to do with this pattern is kind of make the slub shine. So it's all different widths of stripes going through it. I'll show you actually on this one. So you start off like on the tip, and then you knit like different widths of stripes all the way through it until the last part. And then there's a I-cord bind off.
Pretty.
Very pretty.
So I'm really excited to release this. I've already had it tech edited, and I'm just getting some people to test it. Carrie's almost finished hers. Hopefully you can show it on the next podcast.
I can show it right now.
Oh, okay.
But I'll have it finished for the next podcast.
Right. That's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah. And then June knit one as well. Do you want to show it, June?
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, I think this is so pretty.
That is pretty.
Yeah, I really like it. It's quite long too. I have a technique for wearing it, which I like. I like to wear it so it looks like a bit of a bandana. But anyway, I really do think that the slub shines in this. Like it just looks like little pops of jewels.
Painted pebbles.
Painted pebbles, exactly.
Yeah.
And I also think that it looks equally nice on the wrong side.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, which I really appreciate because it kind of bugs me sometimes when you have a shawl and it's the tail's hanging inside out, but it doesn't look that nice. But this looks equally nice either way. So I wrap this around my neck a couple times, hide it under, and then pop it around this way.
That's a great idea.
And then I give it a little bit of a shift, and then it kind of hangs like a kerchief, like a hanker.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, I like that.
Great.
Yeah, and I used, and then, yeah, I just pulled this down a little bit. So my neck, there's not a gap. So I use full moon fibers as well for the slub. Last episode I called it the wrong color. I got my bands mixed up, but it was a once in a blue moon color. So I think that means that it was a limited once in a blue moon. And then for the blue, which I think just goes so well with this colorway, it's Leo and Roxy Great Big Sea, which is a lovely color of blue. It's so tonal. It has so many different shades of blue in it. It's beautiful.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about yours?
What was the one that you showed? What did you use for that one?
This one?
Yeah.
So in this one, I used the light blue stripes, so the fingering yarn. I used I'd Rather Be Blue, and it's by Leo and Roxy. And then the slub yarn, which is sort of, it kind of looks like pebbles, like the beach or something. This is, I used Imposter by Full Moon Fibers. And I think they go really nicely together.
They do. It definitely has a beach vibe, which I love.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then in this sample, I'm not going to take it off, but I used it's called Sangria, the color. So it's like a winey red maybe. And it's a art fill yarn in the base bell. And it's silky soft. I love it. And then the slub that I used is called As Hot as It Gets, and it's also by Full Moon Fiber. And I think this one really, really shows off the striping nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
So pretty.
Yeah.
And then mine, I'm just on the very last section up here. So I'm almost done. But mine is, both the yarns are Full Moon Fibers. And the same June, my slub was Once in a Blue Moon as well. And then the black is New Moon. So it's a little more, I find it looks a little more organic because there's black in the slub. So some of the stripes aren't as like straight, which I actually love. I love how it kind of blends a bit.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that wide patch of slub near where your needles are. That looks so good.
That's
so
beautiful.
pretty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
So I will have this casted off tonight. I have, I think, 6 more rows to do, and then I'm going to back off.
Awesome.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to release this pattern in a couple of weeks. So my testers have until around the 21st, and then the following week I'll release the pattern. Some exciting news is Full Moon Fibers, if you don't have slub yarn, Full Moon Fibers is putting together some nice kits. So if you want to buy some slub yarn and buy a nice kit, we'll definitely pass along the information once the pattern is released. And basically, if you already have slub yarn in your stash somewhere, you just need a skein of fingering to go along with it that you think looks nice together, and it'll turn out beautiful.
Yeah, it will. It was a fun knit.
Yeah, so I was going to say, it's a great knit. It's a lovely evening knit, like when you're tired after work and you just need to sit down and do some mindless knitting. It's like perfect knitting and watching it grow and take shape with the stripes, it's really fun to do.
Yeah, and there's no purling.
Yeah.
It's all knitting, except for the I-cord edging and a few rows of the eyelet, but it's just all
knitting.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah,
it made it very relaxing.
Yeah,
it helped me. I'm really trying to, I kind of hurt my shoulder from knitting so much because I'm a very violent thrower. So I've been training myself to knit continental, which is for me, how I do it. It's much smaller movements. So it's better. I don't hurt myself.
It's more ergonomic to continental knit.
I agree. For me, just because I throw, I don't use my finger to, some people do it without a lot of motion, but yeah, I'm like literally the couch shakes when I knit because so anyway, I appreciated the fact that I could just completely do it continental because continental for me is easier to knit than it is to purl. I don't like purling that much, but
Nice.
it was
Right.
good. So if anybody has shoulder problems from knitting, from
being a violent thrower,
for being a violent thrower, you might want to try continental knitting. It's a little more gentle.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, it was fun. I have another skein of yarn. I've been seeing people's pictures, and I think also Allison from Full Moon Fiber, I saw on Instagram where people have used solid color for the slub. And that looks just as nice. I know because all three of us kind of used more of a variegated, but it looks beautiful with the solid color too.
Yeah, hers it looks almost like antique or something, it's got a really soft, sort of elegant look to it. I love it. It's really pretty.
It's pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. So in a couple of weeks, you'll be able to get your hands on that pattern, and I'm super excited to release it. I want to thank my testers as well. You guys are all incredible and amazing. So thank you so much.
Exciting.
Yeah.
all right, any more FOs?
No.
I have a half object, a hoe.
Nice.
All right.
I was just gonna say I have a hoe, but it's better to say what it means first. Is that, should I show that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so on our last podcast, we talked about these mittens that I wanted to cast on from this book, Knit Happy with Self-Striping Yarn. So I borrowed Patty's book and I made one mitten. I think it's so cute. Here it is.
Oh my God. I love that.
Cute.
Oh, you used the knit night from Timber Yarns.
Yeah.
That's so pretty.
Yeah. So the knit night, I had just a little bit left over because Patty had made her socks and then gave me her leftovers. So, and I have to say, I ran out. So I ran out of the knit night yarn right here. But in my stash, I had some of this gold and gray. So I just kind of went with it.
Yeah.
And I had a little tiny bit of purple that I could put a little bit of purple in the thumb, but I don't think you can even.
You wouldn't know.
Right?
No.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's a really cute pattern. It was fun. And I want to cast on the other one. This piece here was so much fun. It was short rows.
Okay.
So you start the short row here in the main color to make kind of this like angular part. And then so you knit up to here in the main color, and then you go back to the contrasting color and do short rows opposite. So this one here, you're decreasing the space between your short rows, and this one here, you're increasing the space between your short rows, and then it ends. Like genius.
That is so cool.
I know.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I want to knit more things from this book just because I've said this before. I'm not much of a sock knitter, but I love self-striping yarn. And this book just has so many patterns to do that. And that's what the pattern looked like.
So cute.
I know. It was fun.
I don't know if I'm going to get my book back.
I don't think you are.
I think I have to
why.
I'm trying so hard not to like open it, widely because I don't want to crease your binding or anything.
But it's okay. Use it however you need to.
I try to pencil in it and
yeah. Then I'll know what to do when I knit it. Oh, June made it out here. Pay attention to that.
Yeah. So anyway, it was fun.
Yeah. Super cute.
Awesome. And personally, sorry, I have a lot to say. I actually have discovered that I really like fingering weight mittens. They're warm enough. I find them plenty warm enough. And I like the flexibility, especially if you have dogs, like for walking the dogs, because it's hard to, do things that you have to do when you're walking a dog, when you have big fat mitts on. And yeah, I really enjoy fingering weight mitts, which I never thought I would. That's it.
I only have the one pair from your pattern that I made, and I wear those things all the time. So I must really like them too.
So do I, and I'm mine are, I keep catching them on things, so they've got like pulls of thread in them and
Oh, that happens to me too. On my coat zipper, I'll catch one of the little loops or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I still wear them and love them.
Oh, me too.
All right. Any more FOs then?
No.
Anybody have any whips? Carrie?
I just have one whip that I'm working on right now that I brought. Okay. And I was hoping to have it done. Is a new hat for my husband.
Pretty.
That's so nice. Remind me again what the name of the pattern is, girls.
Jason's cashmere hat or something like that.
Yeah. So this is, I'll put it up at the bottom, but this is what it is. This is the leftover wool that I had from that shawl I did for Lisa Hands, the Castani shawl with the cables and stuff. So I grabbed that out of my stash because he needs a new hat.
Perfect.
For work. So I just am about to do the decrease rounds and then I'll be done.
Nice. I love it. I love that hat. I knit a bunch of those hats, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before. All the guys in the family got one of those hats. I probably did like 5 of them and I just love it. It's a great.
I think it would look actually really cute on me with that shawl.
It would.
And not on my husband's head because it's got cables. It's like similar, right? So
yeah.
Anyways,
that's
you could always get him another one. Keep that for yourself.
Yeah, I might. I'm not sure if he's gonna love it. We'll see.
Yeah.
He's very particular about his toques, like very particular. So, but it's got the big double brim on it, so hopefully
it's nice.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. I love that color, the color of that yarn too.
Yeah, me too. It's like a.
What yarn was it, Karen?
Knitting for Olive.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't think it had an actual name on the tag, but on the website, it's called like pewter something. I think. I can't remember. I'm not going to try to guess. But yeah, it's a fun knit too, right? Like there's not a lot to it to make the cables and stuff. So it's just a 6-row repeat or something over and over.
And it's fairly fast too, because it's worsted weight, right? Which is nice.
Yeah. So after I cast off the shawl, I will finish the decreases on this and then I'll have 2 FOs next time.
Nice.
And that's all I have. So
do you have whips, Jim?
A whip? I do. Do you, Patty, though?
I have 3, so you go first.
Okay, then you can show up. Okay, so one thing that I've been wanting to cast on forever, well, not forever, but since I bought it, has been the throw over sweater by Andrea Mowry. And I just dove in and cast it on 2 nights ago, I think. And oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I did. So this is it so far. It's the same color work as in the Weekender, except so it's very similar to the
throwback.
No, the throwback, yes, not the Weekender. I don't know what's wrong with me. I get her names mixed up all the time. So it's the same stitch pattern, but this is just a pullover and not a cardigan.
So you're just knitting in the round, which on the throwback you did knit row, purl back color work, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that makes it, I think it makes it much easier. It's a very simple color work, but there are a couple rows where you are managing 3 strands at the same time. But the thing I like about this is that the color work happens very soon in the sweater. So like so it looks like I'm pretty far along, but I'm actually not. So you do the ribbing, you do one row and then you're right into the color work.
Nice.
Yeah, and there are no short rows before the color work. The short rows actually, and the short rows kind of push the back up a little bit so you can tell the difference between the front and the back. And the short rows happen under the color work, which is nice. So anyway, I am so happy. These colors make me so happy. And I took a picture that Carrie can put in there so you can see what it looks like in the bright, natural light. Oh, and the yarn I'm using is just lovely. So the main color is a yarn that I received, I don't know, maybe about a year ago from Knit Crate. I know all three of us have received this crate. It's the Vitalina. It's sport weight, but it's chainette. So it plumps up. So it works. I did a gauge swatch and it works perfectly fine at a worsted weight gauge. And it's just really squishy and bouncy almost. I don't know how to, and really light, extremely lightweight. And then my contrasting colors are, oh, so nice. They're, I always forget the name of it, Drops Air. So again, it's also is like, I don't know if it's not chaina, it's like, I think they call it soft blown, where there's a core. Anyway, so but it's really soft and fluffy, and it is made with, it's called medium thick blown yarn, made with baby alpaca and merino wool. So I'm going with kind of a gradient for these colors. So I'm going with starting with the aqua for a color pop, navy blue, and then gray.
Nice.
Pretty.
And I wish you guys could feel it. It is so soft and so light.
Nice.
So hopefully, I'm sure I'll get this knit really quick. It's worsted weight, size 5 needles. It's going to go fast.
Awesome. It's going to be nice, June.
I know, I'm excited. I love wearing blue.
Blue is like one of those colors that's complimentary on most people. It's nice to knit with.
Yeah.
It's not my go-to, but I love it.
Yeah. It's very wearable.
Yes, it is. So do you guys have any more whips?
Nope.
Okay, I don't know where to start. I'm going to start because I cast this one on first. So I'm doing 2 test knits right now for other designers. The first one is a shawl, and it's by Lisa Hands, and it's called The View Outside. I have to have it finished by Sunday, so I imagine she'll be releasing the pattern soon after that. So next week. It's very long. It's more like a wrap than a shawl, almost scarf-like. So it looks like this. And then it's got 5. So it's got these stripe sections in between, and then 5 mini skeins or different colors, whatever you want to use. So I have 4 of them on, and I'm working on number 5. And then the end of it will have like a tail like this.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah. So my colors are, I would say, very spring-like. I've been really wanting like a new scarf type wrap, so I'm really excited to get it off the needles. Fun to knit. The stripe section is just straight knitting, so back and forth, and you alternate between 2 colors. And then the section in between is lace work, not difficult, but I think it's super pretty.
It's a nice texture.
Very nice. You can see it better on that color.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Lovely.
Yeah. So the yarns that I used, the mini skein set is from Midnight Cravings. And they're fruity colors, so they have fruity names. The purple is blackberry. And then for my last color, I decided to use, I had a full skein of the blackberry. So I ended up digging into that because I wanted the first section to be the same, both ends to look the same, basically. So I say mini set, but I actually had a full skein of the blackberry. So that's what it looks like. It's really pretty.
It's pretty.
The peachy color is called Freestone Peach. This color is called Bartlett Pear. And then the pink is just called Fruit Stand. And then the colors for the stripes that I used, it's it's like a really light beige color, is a Leo and Roxy, and it is doesn't have a name. It's just called Color 3. And then the pink is called Grapefruit, and it's an Art-Filled Bell is the brand.
So pretty.
Yeah. So it's so much fun to knit on. I've been really enjoying making this wrap, and I can't wait to wear it. And it kind of fits with our waiting for spring theme.
It totally does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look for that next week. And Lisa Haynes patterns are amazing. Carrie's knit them. Have you knit one? Oh yeah, you did right around the corner, didn't you?
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, her shawls are very well written and really fun to knit. They're great.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then my second whip is another test knit that I'm working on. It's for Alicia Plummer. She put out a test call before I signed up for Lisa Haynes, and then I got an email saying that I was accepted for her test call as well. So anyways, I love working on this.
So cute.
So I know. It's called the HQ, or the CQ sweater. And it's got 4 different colors plus your main color. These sections here are all slip stitch, and then it has these ridges with a contrasting color underneath it, or similar color underneath it, I guess. And that's what the are. So I'm getting there. It's a worsted weight sweater. I'm not sure when she's going to release this. But I really have intentions of probably making another one because I love it so much. The yarns that I'm using are the Gilead. So that's the brand. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. And I can't really say the colors because my French isn't very good and they're all in French. But sort of like a couple different shades of rose, a neutral sort of beige color, and then like a navy blue, and then a taupe.
Nice.
Yeah. Very fun. I know the pattern's not out yet, but once it is, I highly recommend you knit it.
When she posted for the test call on Instagram and I saw it, I knew I couldn't put my name in because I just have too much on the go, but I'm like, that's the next sweater I will be knitting as soon as it's released.
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
And the Gilead yarn, I recommend that you look into that yarn as well. It's so nice. It's got like a plumpness to it. And once you wash it, it's one of those yarns that goes soft and just, it's just so nice. I can't wait to wear it.
It's beautiful. Your colors are perfect.
Oh, thank you. I really like it.
And where do you get the Gilead yarn?
I ordered it from the Knitting Loft. I'm not sure where else you can get it, but the Knitting Loft, which is in Toronto, so it's kind of local to us as well. They have a lot of it there, and a lot of colors to choose from. So it's nice.
Nice. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah. So, and then the only other thing that I'm working on, and it's just a very small whip, is a hat for my husband. And I just have this, so there's not a lot to show. But I'm knitting him, it's called Cabled Columns by Stephen West.
Oh yeah.
Do you know that hat?
Yeah.
Maybe Carrie, you could put up a picture or something of it, but it's kind of cool. Maybe I can find it real quick.
Yeah, I can't think about when it is.
It was
Yeah.
it was on the short list for the hat I'm making for my husband too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Aw. I think that's so cute that you guys are both knitting your husband's hats right now as your whips.
Yeah.
It's so cold.
Mm-hmm.
No. And he's really picky too, but I showed him this and he was intrigued by it. One thing that he likes about his hats is he likes the folded brim.
Mhm.
So this is what it looks like.
Oh yeah, that's cute. It kind of reminds me of the hat that you made as one of you made for me, the June.
Oh yeah, a little bit like, yes. By Kelburn Woolens.
Yeah.
It was the June hat. It does look similar to that. So the colors that I'm using for his, they're not going to be quite as bright as the ones in the picture. So that's what I'm using. And the yarn is Knitting for Olive double soft merino. And it's heavenly. It's so squishy and so soft, which he will love because, I don't know, he doesn't like anything too scratchy. And this color is Dusty Petroleum Blue.
Oh, that's this color.
I was gonna say that looks
really
similar. You guys.
And I think this one is just called like maybe petroleum blue or something.
That's hilarious.
That is funny. That happens to Carrie and I often.
Yeah. She pulled that up and I'm thinking that looks exactly the same color as the one that Carrie's knitting.
I didn't even realize, but I'm not surprised.
No.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lovely yarn. Lovely yarn. And I'm excited to get a hat off to him. I don't knit for him very much.
Me either.
Yeah.
You guys are making me feel like I need to cast one on for my husband. He does appreciate my hats.
Yeah. It's just a hat, right? And he's happy with that. So yeah, so that's all my whips.
Nice.
Exciting.
Acquisitions?
June?
No.
Carrie?
Nope.
So just a couple, I'll be quick. So I had mentioned that I ordered from the Knitting Loft, and part of my order, even though I ordered online something, but I guess in the store it actually wasn't there, which I don't think is very common at all for the Knitting Loft because they have amazing stock. It's a great store to order online. And they ship it so quickly. It's amazing. So anyways, because they didn't have one of the things that I wanted, the owner, Bruna, called me and she was so cute. And we chatted for 10 minutes and whatever. And so anyways, a couple days later, I got my order and she sent me a sweet little gift, which I thought was just so amazing. And I had never heard of this before, but I guess she uses this every night before she starts knitting. And she thought that I would love it. And I do. It's called the Low Body Bar. And the scent is cocoa mango. And my gosh, like I open this up and I want to eat it. It smells so good. So it comes like that. And you can just take it out of the tin and just rub it on your hands, like super easy to use. And it's got like it's made with, what is the
Cocoa butter.
cocoa butter and beeswax, and just there's olive oil in it, and the scent is incredible. So if you're looking for a nice hand, I would say almost treatment, definitely check this out. They sell it at the Knitting Loft, so it's amazing. And I'm pretty sure there's other scents as well, but this one is incredible. It's almost smells like a pina colada.
Ooh.
Oh, good. So thank you, Bruna. That was so sweet. And then just one other thing is I have been trying to expand my knitting library because I'm starting to do a little bit of designing and that sort of thing. And I came across this book. It was published in 2019 by Leela Rabin. And you might already know about this book, but it's new to me. It's called To the Point, and it's all about shawl shapes. And it's full of patterns. Like all these shawls on the cover the patterns are in this book.
Nice.
So it talks about how to develop different shawl shapes and that sort of thing as well. Plus you get these amazing patterns and they're gorgeous. And the photography in the book is incredible, like so pretty.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book. I just like looking through it. Just the lineup of those shawls, like that color palette is so elegant. Love it. So anyways, I just thought I'd share this with you. You might already know about it. It's been out for a couple of years, but it's a great book.
Nice.
Yeah. I think that's everything that I have to show. Did you want to talk a little bit about what we did on the weekend? Yeah. Sorry.
I was saying, speaking of shawl shapes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Me start? Okay. So we decided kind of at the last minute that we were going to participate in some of the Knit City virtual event that happened last weekend. There wasn't a whole lot of courses to sign up for when we were looking, but enough to pick out lovely courses because I think we enjoyed everything that we took. And then we also joined the knit night with the grocery girls and Amy from La Bien-Aimée and Gigi from Gigi Made It. And it was so much fun. Like, I don't even know how they were able to like control that because there were over 700 attendees that participated all on Zoom. Like, don't you think that was incredible?
Yeah, yeah, it was. I spent some time at the beginning flipping through the screens to try to see everybody, and I was trying to find you guys. I found Carrie. I never did find you, Patty.
I did the same, and I didn't find either of you. So.
Yeah, but they were doing that. They were flipping through because there were some contests, and they had people, hold up samples, like things that they could find, little scavenger hunt, and they were going through and finding people, and yeah, they did a great job facilitating.
They did. It was a lot of fun.
It was a fun hour and a half. I just sat and knit, and time flew by.
It did. Yeah. Yeah, it was great. So the courses that we took, Carrie and I joined the Shawl Shapes course by Bristol Ivy, and it was a lot of fun.
It was
like,
really fun.
I commend her on her instruction. She was like not only informative, but entertaining as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was really fun. And she had us knit up like 3 little swatches of little mini, I have mine here. I can show them to you. But of just different shapes of shawls. And Oh, they're kind of like, so the first one was like, kind of like a triangle.
Oh, cute.
And it looks more like a heart because it's not blocked or anything. So that's the first one we did. What was the second one, Carrie?
Top down trapezoid.
The trapezoid.
Mhm.
So then just this shape, which is the trapezoid. So she just kind of gave you, I don't even know how to say it, like different techniques on how to form different shapes of the shawls and where to put your increases.
Yeah, and little tips along the way on like the optimal shawl shape for, you know, the amount of yarn you have and sort of what you're trying to achieve with it.
Yeah.
Little tips and tricks on increasing, and it was good.
It was really good. So this one, it's really hard. I should have blocked them, but this is the circular shape and it's just going to roll in. So you're not going to really see it, but yeah, it's amazing. Just by different, where you place the stitches for your increases, not only the different shape that you get, but the amount of yarn that you use or don't use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was amazing.
Yeah. Patty and I were texting on the side, like, I did not know that. Like, it was like game-changing information every once in a while. We're like, oh my gosh, did you realize that? I didn't realize that.
We're like, she's genius.
Yeah, it was a really good 2 hours. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great. Mm-hmm. And then June and I took, it was a color work class, right?
No, yeah, it was. Wait, I have it right here. It was designing round yoke motifs with Connie.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Connie Peng, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was hysterical. So cute. Like really, really entertaining as well. And she was adorable. Do you want to talk about that class a little bit, June?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was such a busy weekend.
I know.
I took notes, but no, it was a very good class. She taught us a lot about, so it was for circular knitting, so sweaters, knitting circular top-down sweaters with some type of motif, whether it be lace or color work. And then she talked about, like, if you wanted to design it yourself, how to figure out the shaping and when to do the increases and how to chart it, and how to chart it based on where you're going to do your increases and all that stuff. It was very helpful. It was good. It was really, yeah, I enjoyed it.
And then the near the end of it, she had us chart our own design. And then asked any of us if we wanted to show what we created. And I texted to June, I am not showing mine. It looks like a 5-year-old did. All I had were like Crayola. It's all I could find was like a pack of Crayola crayons and some graph paper. So literally I spent the 10 minutes coloring.
I thought you were going to come up with something great because I was looking at you and you're busy.
I know. I love to color. So I'm like, yes, I get to color. I was so into it, but then I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, that is not good.
No. And I had thought about maybe I gave up, but then other people shared theirs and it was so professional. I thought, oh no, you're not seeing mine.
But it was a great course too, though.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You did a really good job. It was good. Yeah, and then on Sunday, I took I just did it by myself. I did the Color Magic Challenge, but I'm probably not pronouncing her name right, but Yoriko Oki, and she's also a yarn dyer, and she's expert in color theory and all that stuff. And oh my gosh, it was so good. I am sometimes color challenged, and I've been wanting to take a color theory class. So to pair it with yarn was perfect. And at the beginning, so my homework was to take snippets, 2-inch long snippets of all my stash yarn and, you know, I put it all in a pile and I took a picture, sent it to Carrie and Patty, and I'm like,
Did you say, I think my color is rainbow or unicorn or something like
yeah,
that?
my color preference is rainbow because I have like every color. Like most people, you know, they look at their snippets and they can say, oh yeah, I think I'm veering more toward the blues or the purples. Mine literally was every color in the rainbow. But it was fun. So she had us like, you know, go through the color wheel, and there's all these different, you know, different types of color wheels, and you can go like, you know, opposite, complementary, monochromatic, all these different things. And it was fun. And then she had us go through our yarn snippets and put them together based on, you know, some of the theories that she was teaching us. And it was fascinating. I loved it.
Wow.
So I feel like maybe a little more confident now when I pick my colors. I'm definitely going to pull up the slide, the PowerPoint that she gave and make sure it fits. Because I have had problems with that. I have knit things. Okay, so basically you have to be careful with colors, because if you pair the wrong colors and you only have little bits of it, so especially with variegated yarn, it can start to look brown even if they're complementary. So when you put green and red together, if you just put it like a speckly, all speckled together, it can kind of start to look brown or black.
Yeah.
But you have to have longer stretches of it. So yeah, and that happened. I knit a shawl where it was the two skeins separate looked amazing, but together I don't like it at all. It looks kind of brown.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, it was fun. It was fun.
Awesome. Yeah, it was a nice little, it was like a knitting retreat at home to be able to do those courses and stuff. And I guess that's one bright light or shining moment in the pandemic, is that so much has opened up virtually for these things, because before we wouldn't have had the opportunity to take these courses if it was just at a festival, right? So to be able to, you know, sit in your pajamas at home knitting while taking a class and learning more was awesome. I would hands down do it again. I'll look for more classes online for sure.
Yeah, me too. And there were other people that said the same thing, that echoed just what you said, Carrie. Like, you know, if it wasn't virtual, they wouldn't be taking that class. So it's amazing that, you know, the knitting community and instructors have come together to sort of make it accessible this way when everybody has to stay home, basically, right? So yeah,
exactly.
It was really fun.
It was.
Yeah,
I see more of this happening because I think more people can attend the class because, you know, there's no limit and you don't have to pay for traveling, which is the expensive part. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so I think that's everything, ladies.
I think so too.
Yeah, so I will get together show notes, and you'll be able to find those on Ravelry in our Forest City Knit Girls group. And if you're interested in anything that we talked about this evening, you'll be able to find links there. Also, don't forget to enter our Podiversary giveaway. So just comment below this video, episode 42, what your favorite FO is that you've ever knit. What else?
Did you say to bring knit along?
Oh yes, and don't forget about our knit alongs as well. The year-long sweater knit along is already running, so you can find that in our Ravelry group now. And the day this video posts, I will have the waiting for spring knit along, or whatever I'm going to call it, there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to seeing you in our groups. And want to say a big thank you to all our subscribers and everybody that has given us support over the last couple of years. It's been an amazing journey. We are very appreciative of you guys. And yeah, I don't know. It's just incredible that it's been 2 years. It blows me away, actually.
feel very blessed to be part of the knitting community. And the making community. I shouldn't just say knitting all the time. It's just such a great feeling to share this wonderful hobby with so many people. And yeah, there's a camaraderie, lots of support, and it's been fantastic.
Yes.
It has. So thanks, everybody. We hope you have a good couple weeks and you're staying warm if you're in a cold climate or in the polar vortex like some of us are, and keeping cool if you're in a warmer climate. And we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Happy knitting.